Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to do a quick garden update. We are soon going to be making some recipes with what we picked from our garden. So as you can see behind me, right over here, we have some zucchinis and squash that are taking off and growing. Hopefully we will cook those up for you soon. And on this other side of me, we have our tomatoes. They're getting almost as tall as me, but they're starting to produce some tomatoes as well. So stay tuned and we'll give you a good update. We have bees, yay! This one might be a queen bee, I don't know. All right guys, we're gonna do another garden update real quick. So here are our tomato plants, and I have some good news. Our tomato plants are almost as tall as me, which is not saying much. I'm only 5 foot tall. I'm getting some friends in our garden, but we're also getting some tomatoes. Let's see if I can find some for you. Oh, look, we got some little tomatoes are starting to grow. There's some more right here. So all these tomato plants are looking really good, really healthy. I have had to stake up several branches that want to fall over. Even though they're in their tomato cages, you can see I've had to use a few little clips to keep them upright. But I'm excited. We now have tomatoes coming along, and hopefully we'll have those ready to harvest soon. The beets, they have taken quite a beating in this heat. Some days they look really droopy and some days they look okay. So you can see they're not looking terrific, but hopefully they will come along soon. This one looks quite poorly. It was doing well and then it just shriveled up compared to the other ones. So hopefully we'll get some beets here soon. Don't know about that. The other thing is, I've been trying to weed this second row. It's hard because there's so much grass, but I have this thing coming up. And this was supposed to be, I think it was our lettuce bed. And honestly, I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like any other weed. So maybe it's a plant. I'm gonna let it grow and just see what it does. Maybe it's something, maybe it's a weed. Comment if you know. Our carrots are doing good. I did plant a lot more other carrots, but I haven't seen them really sprout much yet, so hopefully they will come up and sprout soon. Our broccoli has not flowered any broccoli heads yet, but it's looking really healthy and tall and green, so hopefully maybe we'll get some flowered broccoli heads on here soon. Our peppers, again, I did plant a few extra pepper seeds. I haven't seen them germinate yet. Oh, and look, there's a little bee. I'm so happy to see the bees. Oh, where'd he go? He's making his way to all the flowers, which is good. But the peppers are doing okay. And our radishes, man, we just planted these radishes just like a week ago, and they are already taken off. These apparently are some of the fastest things you can harvest, like 30 days I think from plant to harvest, and we just threw a bunch of seeds in this little bed here all the way down, and they're looking really good, so we'll see. Our eggplants, so they just have emerged. They've started growing their true leaves now. I did put some cages out for those, so hopefully they will take root and keep on coming upward with the cages. I have 4 of those that germinated. Our potatoes, guys, look at our potatoes. They have just, look at them. They're coming up good. There's our little butterfly friend. But yeah, the potatoes are looking great. So in about another week, I'm going to fertilize those and heal those up again, so that maybe we'll have some potatoes in a couple months. That should be exciting. So yeah, those have done real well. Very excited about those potatoes. Our squash has taken off. Almost every squash plant has squash growing on it right now. So I think we are gonna have an abundance of squash because we have 9 squash plants and they're getting lots of bees and lots of squash. As you can see, almost every single plant in here has some kind of squash growing on it. So I'm very excited about that, to see all the squash being grown. And we've had some pretty good storms, so hopefully not too much watering, but it's also been 90 degrees every day, so we've been trying to keep them well watered without drowning them. So yeah, the squash is doing terrific. Our pumpkins have suddenly come to life. So we have 3 pumpkin plants, and they are in the middle of these rows, which was probably a complete disaster because they're now starting to channel out, and they're gonna just be all up in my squash and cucumber beds now, so it's like a big jungle over here. I don't see any flowers yet on the pumpkins, but maybe we'll get a pumpkin for Halloween. Oh look, here's a little bee. Yay, please make me some cucumbers. Good job, little bee. So I'm happy to say that we do have bees now. I didn't see any bees for a while, but now I hear them and see them all the time, and that's really good. So this is our cucumbers. Our cucumbers are not fruiting yet, but as you can see, the bees are busily trying to make that happen for me. So maybe we'll see some cucumbers in the next couple weeks start to form, but so far I haven't seen any form yet. Our zucchini, about every other plant, we have 9 zucchini plants. They're quite large too, and about every other plant has a zucchini on it, as you can see down there. Is one, and we harvested our first one. It was a good, probably, I didn't measure it, but probably 12 inches long. And we fried it up and had it, and it was really good. So far these look really good except for this one. This one looks like it's had a bit of trouble with these couples, so I'm not sure what's going on here. But luckily on the same exact plant we've got another big one growing. So yeah, we'll be harvesting that one soon too, just to give you some comparison. That's my hand, so it's a good size. So yep, there's another one growing, another zucchini growing on this plant. So yeah, it's looking really good. And our cantaloupe, we have 2 cantaloupe plants down here, and they are just starting to channel outward as well. If the pumpkin plant doesn't come attack them, I did move that one over earlier because it was all up in my cucumbers. So that's the pumpkin one that I had to move over some. But yeah, the cantaloupe is flowering, but I don't see any cantaloupes developed yet. But I'm gonna continue to let the bees do their job, and maybe we'll pick some squash and maybe some tomatoes soon. So I'm happy. We've got butterflies, bees, all the things that you're supposed to see in a garden. And again, I'm really excited about the tomatoes because I'm seeing some little tomatoes growing on our tomato plants. Here's another example. Right there, some little tomatoes. Yay, so they're doing really well. So stay tuned. We'll see how it goes. All right, this is our update on our grow bag. We have our potato that's growing. It's not quite as prolific as the one out in the garden, but it is growing. So we'll keep you updated on that. And here is our basil. Basil's in the pot, does good. We come out here and grab it and use it as needed.